Today, we are talking about the diminished scale in a non-diminished key. This is going to allow you to inject into your story some excitement while remaining within the context of the improvisation that you are playing in. It's a super useful tool. It's very easy to use. I'm going to show you all about it. Let's do this. Hi, my name is David Wallerman and welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players around the world find their unique voice, develop that voice on the instrument to tell your own personal musical story. This is not a channel about replicating what another player does. No, this is a channel where you can learn new concepts, apply them to really embrace who you are musically and create something truly beautiful and truly close to you. Today we're talking about the diminished scale in a non-diminished scale key context. It's very simple, and this is kind of a new thing that I've been working on, so bear with me as I try to explain to you how this came about, and I think it's super useful. So far it's been really opening a lot of doors for me. We need to start, however, with the understanding of what the diminished arpeggio is. The diminished arpeggio is a 4-note arpeggio, and it's called symmetrical because you can start the arpeggio the same exact shape from any of the 4 notes of that arpeggio. I'll tell you more about it in a second, but here it is in A. A is going to be our 1, our root, and we're going to build that 4-note arpeggio from the A. A is on the low E string 5th fret. I'm going to play that with my index, and then with my pinky I'm going to play the 8th fret. So I've got 5, 8, that's a minor third apart, so the diminished arpeggio is made of a root, a minor third. Then we're going to go from that minor third and add another minor third, and instead of playing it on the low E string, which would be a very wide stretch, we're going to play it on the next string, the 5th string. And to do that, you just go on the next string 1 fret higher than where we started. So we started on 5, we're going to go on 6. And the same exact shape here, we've got index, pinky on frets 6, 9. So altogether we have frets 5, 8, 6, 9, and we're just going to continue on the next string. We've got the octave this time. On the next string, we have frets 7, 10, next one 8, 11, and because of the way the guitar is tuned, instead of going 1 fret higher, I'm going to go 2 frets higher. So that means that instead of playing, starting this on the 8th fret, I'm going to start it on the 10th fret, and same exact shape. So altogether, in 3 octaves, we have something like this. Okay, so that'll be our diminished arpeggio, and it's symmetrical because I could play the same exact shape from any of the notes of that arpeggio. Just these 2 fingers involved. That shape is the tool that we're going to use whenever we are going outside, whenever we are playing within that diminished scale context. Now the trick is to know where to start that arpeggio in order to go outside a little bit of the key that you're in. And to understand that, we're going to start with the natural minor scale. We're starting with the natural minor scale because it is very close to another scale that we use in order to play outside, the harmonic minor scale. Let me show you the formula, the blueprint of that natural minor scale first, and then we'll talk about the harmonic minor scale and how we can use that. Okay, so the natural minor scale in A is a scale made of a root, a 1, a 2, a minor third, a 4th, a 5th, a minor 6th, and a minor 7. Okay, so those are the 7 notes that make our natural minor scale. Bear with me, just bear with me, okay? Even if you don't know that shape, that's okay, because, well, actually, because I have all those shapes ready for you by visiting the link below. But bear with me, you're going to understand what's going on here. We've got these 7 notes, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, okay? Now, we don't find within that scale a diminished arpeggio. We don't find this thing. But we do find that within the harmonic minor scale, which is very close to the natural minor scale. The harmonic minor scale is 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, major 7. Okay, you hear the difference? Here's the natural minor scale followed by the harmonic minor. Okay, just one note changes. Now, when you are, because they're so close, when you're playing something in that natural minor scale, you can, if you want, play the harmonic minor. It's going to sound a little out, just one note changes, but it's going to work. It's just going to add some interesting flavor. So instead of sounding like this, you're going to sound like this. Sounds a little different, right? But it sounds very close. And the cool thing is that within the harmonic minor scale, you find a diminished arpeggio. You find the diminished arpeggio by starting that diminished arpeggio on that major 7th. Okay? Following me so far? This is where the trick happens. Because we saw that we can play harmonic minor scale over natural minor scale, just pure minor chord progression. It's going to sound a little outside, but still cool. Well, that means that over that harmonic minor scale, we can play that diminished arpeggio. So in the context of a natural minor scale, that means that I'm playing natural minor. One fret lower, I could play my diminished arpeggio, right? Make sense? And if we analyze everything going on, we are still very close to the natural minor scale. The only difference is still that major 7. So the major 7 is that exit note. That means that if you're playing natural minor, whether you're playing alone like this, or over a backing track, you can suggest the harmonic minor scale, which is going to work very, very close, by playing that diminished arpeggio. So the exit note is that major 7. Just focus on natural minor. And go outside by starting that arpeggio on the major 7th. Following me so far? Okay, this is where it becomes really interesting. If you know your modes, your church modes, you know that they're all related to each other. You know that Aeolian is the 6th degree of a major scale, and we follow these modes in the following order. We have Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. It does a big circle like that, right? Okay, well, check this out. We've got Aeolian, which is what we've been playing since the beginning. That note, which is a G sharp, can be the exit note. It's the major 7th. Now, what if we considered no longer Aeolian, but the next mode, which is Locrian? That'll be B Locrian. Okay, I can play B Locrian here. I'm in B Locrian. That G sharp was the exit note. G sharp within the B Locrian context is, what is that? That's a major 6th. That means that the exit note when you're Locrian is the 6th, the major 6th. And you can do that with all the different modes. All you need to know is what that exit note is. And I prepared all the work for you, but I just wanted to understand the context, that there is one and only one exit note within each of these modes that will allow you to start building some diminished arpeggios over this. So if we do this in Dorian, for example, I'm going to show you a close-up here. We are in Dorian. Let's say that we're in D Dorian. G sharp within D Dorian is the diminished fifth. So I could play D Dorian, and every once in a while when I feel like getting outside a little bit, I can build my diminished arpeggio from the diminished fifth, which is the blue note, which is kind of cool because we're so used to that blue note, right? The diminished fifth. So I'm going to play D Dorian, and I'm going to go outside using that as a visual reference point, that flat five, to go outside and using that diminished arpeggio, and then I'll go back in. Let's see what we have. Works great. All right, I realized that it was a lot of talking and some of you may not have followed what was going on. Rewatch this video, and if anything, check the link below because I prepared for you a PDF. On that PDF, you're going to find the 7 church modes: Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. And within these 7 different scales, 7 different modes, I added the exit note for each of one. There's only one. That exit note is the visual reference point that you're going to use to go outside and use that diminished arpeggio. It's going to work all the time. Only one note is going to differ. That's the outside note, but it's going to sound really great if you are able to combine these different modes with that diminished arpeggio. And there are so many cool things to be found with that. I'm going to follow up, most likely, if there's an interest. Just like this video, and I'll follow up with licks using that exact concept, and I'll walk you through it. But I really like this kind of thing. It adds a super interesting flavor to your improvisation without much headache. All you need to do is add to your mode one extra note, the exit note. That can do so many things, I think, to open up your improvisation. Let me know what you think below. I hope you followed. If not, rewatch this video several times. And if you like this, you should consider subscribing because every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is new video day here on the channel, which aims to help guitar players everywhere find their voice on the instrument, develop that voice to tell your own personal musical story. Make sure you download the PDF below. It's free. Just follow the link, enter your best email address, and I'll be sending you that right away. You will be added to my newsletter, which is more than a newsletter, really. I'm sending you some free content, and every once in a while I'll tell you about my paid courses, but you can unsubscribe at any time. Grab the PDF below. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you very soon. Practice well.